Hello humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome back to some more of my Pokemon Scarlet walkthrough. Folks, the second batch of DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, known as the Indigo Disk, has just released, and now players around the world can experience it, and I intend to do so in just a moment. But first, I want to give a few heads up. First, in order to be able to play this DLC, you need to update your game into version 3.0. I have done so. And in order to play this DLC, you need to beat both the main game's plot and DLC Part 1's plot. I've gone ahead and done both of those things as well. You don't need to complete the Pokedexes, you don't need to go ahead and compete in any online battles or anything like that. You just need to beat the plots for both the main game and the DLC. You need to have purchased the entirety of the DLC, and you need to update your game to version 3.0. Now that I've done all of those things, I should now be able to experience something new just as I move past the title screen and the loading screen right here. So let's go ahead and see what happens. If it's anything like the first batch of DLC, I should immediately receive some sort of phone call upon entering the game. That's exactly what I thought. This is Clevel. Do I have the pleasure of speaking with Master Yoshiller? That's right, you do call me Master Yoshiller, don't you? Well, hi, Director Cyrano, that's me. Both answers would be sufficient because they're basically the same. It certainly does this old heart good to be greeted with such a lively response. Now, if I could take but a moment of your time, there is something we must discuss. Master Yoshiller, you're about to be presented with an exceptional opportunity. You already know of the Unova region's Blueberry Academy, I presume? Well, the name does ring a bell, but go ahead and refresh my memory because it's been so long since I've even heard what it is, and let's go ahead and refresh the viewers as well. So let's go ahead and say no. Oh? Now this is a surprise. I had heard you were taking part in our joint trip with that fine school. That's right, I am in Kitakami because of them. In any case, the director of Blueberry Academy happens to be an old friend of mine, and he told me that he would be delighted to host you as an exchange student at his school. I believe it would be a fine chance for you to learn even more about the world. One should always take advantage of new challenges like this, don't you think? I do agree. Though I must confess, I was a bit surprised that Blueberry's director would specify you by name. Still, I think it best that you meet the man at least once to find out what he might be thinking. He is admittedly a bit of a character, but not to worry, I'll be there with you when you meet him. Once you feel ready to respond to his offer, I ask that you come by my office so we can discuss the specifics together. Now, I won't take up any more of your time. Do take care until we speak again. Thank you, Director Clavel. So that's basically the trigger for the second batch of DLC. I can go there at my own pace, and heck, I'll go ahead and head there in just a moment. But I do want to kind of explain how I intend to cover this second portion of DLC. So I want to do things differently than how I covered the first batch of DLC. In the first batch of DLC, this was the team that I used throughout the main campaign. I used Savanna, Milotic, Gliscor, Noctowl, Palmont, and a Hisui and Zoroark. The first four Pokemon, the ones that aren't level 100, are Pokemon that I caught here in Kitakami. And I caught these specific Pokemon because they were not previously accessible in Paldea in the main campaign of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I wanted to essentially recreate old Pokemon that I used over the course of my previous adventures and walkthroughs in my Pokemon career, as it were. So I used a Swanna back in Pokemon White 2, I used a Milotic back in Pokemon Emerald, so on and so forth. And I went on to use those exact same Pokemon for years to come. I transferred them to later generations, battled a variety of important players with them, and I even competed in some tournaments with them. And so whenever I wasn't able to use the exact same original versions that I had back in my original copies of my Pokemon games, I went ahead and recreated them in the modern Pokemon games to essentially carry on the spirit of their legacy. And that's what I did here. I recreated a Noctowl, a Swanna, a Milotic, a Gliscor to carry on the legacy of the exact same Pokemon that I used in my previous walkthroughs for things like Pokemon White 2 and Pokemon Y. In this Part 2 batch of DLC, I think it will be more fun to literally transfer the Pokemon that I have from those old adventures into my copy of the game. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start off this part just using the same exact team so I can at least have a little bit of a challenge and at least get the story rolling, right? Get the ball rolling for the DLC so the entire video isn't just me transferring over Pokemon. But once I actually arrive at this new location, once I actually arrive at the Blueberry Academy, then I'll go ahead and transfer over some Pokemon from my previous adventures that were not accessible in Kitakami or Paldea. For example, all of the starter Pokemon from the previous generations are now accessible, so I do intend to transfer over some of those Pokemon. And then I'll transfer over some other Pokemon that are now accessible that aren't starter Pokemon. But otherwise, I think it'll be more fun to go through this campaign with my old Pokemon And they're not all going to be level 100, but a couple of them might be. But for the ones that aren't level 100, I do not intend to immediately just boost them and feed them with experience candy. I want to have at least a little bit of a challenge, because I did feel like that was kind of the fault of DLC Part 1. Most of my main game team from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was already level 100, so I was basically trying as hard as I could to not just steamroll everybody. But in any case, I think it will be more fun to transfer my old Pokemon and use them for the entirety of this second batch of DLC, rather than trying to recreate my team again, so to speak. Anyway, with that explanation out of the way, what do you say I finally fly back to the Naranja Academy so that I may be properly introduced to the Blueberry Academy? But before I do that, I want to actually utilize this opportunity to take advantage of some timed events. So, I'm going to go ahead and enter the Poke Portal, I'm going to go ahead and connect to the internet, and then I'm going to go ahead and enter some codes for some mystery gifts, because at this exact point in time, December 2023, there are some pretty valuable mystery gifts that I do not want to pass up, and I figured now would be the prime time to get them, and I may as well showcase the footage of myself actually applying these codes. For this first mystery gift, I don't actually even need a code, I can just get it directly via the internet. This is the Master Ball gift. Yeah, the Pokemon Company just decided they were going to hand out Master Balls willy-nilly, so I may as well take up this opportunity, right? Because under normal circumstances, these items are hard to come by. You can only either get one through the main campaign of a Pokemon game, or you have to win like a raffle in the game or something like that. And I'm not even convinced that this game has a raffle system, but there, that's a Master Ball. Bada bing, bada boom, very good. Now, these next few mystery gifts do require codes, and this one's only good until December 21st. It is New Moon is Coming. So you basically have to spell it without some letters. For better or for worse, the keyboard on here does not allow I's or O's because they look too similar to ones and zeros. But New Moon is Coming. There we go. Available for about another week or so. Get it while you can, because this one will give you the mythical Pokemon. Come on, come on, come on. Darkrai! Darkrai is a relatively tricky Pokemon to obtain. Unless you transfer one from Pokemon Go, the only one you're going to get these days is from Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. So, may as well go ahead and just get a free Darkrai while I'm at it. Don't intend to use this on my adventure, but I do intend to just kind of keep it in my Pokemon home storage as a gift. It does come with a Cherish Ball as well, so utilize that opportunity. And Darkrai's always just kind of been a pretty cool looking Pokemon conceptually, so I do appreciate that. Thank you, Pokemon Company. This next one is Shiny Buddy. This code is available until January 3rd, and it will give players a Shiny Lucario, which is pretty exciting. I actually already have a Shiny Riolu from a time when I was trying to hunt a Riolu with a hidden ability back in Pokemon Sun and Moon, so I now have the whole Shiny Lucario set. This is fascinating. And this one should also come in a Cherish Ball, because it's an event Pokemon. So if you ever wanted to compete with a Shiny Lucario and a Cherish Ball, this is perhaps your only opportunity. Yeah, Shiny Lucario, looks cool, nice, yellow. I'm basically just getting it for novelty's sake. I already have a Lucario of my own, and I'm quite proud of that Lucario, but still, a free Shiny Lucario is still a free Shiny Lucario. And then the last one I'm going to apply, this one isn't as high priority. This one doesn't even expire until November of 2024, but I figured I may as well do it while I'm here. This is See You in Paldea, and this will give you a Gimmighoul. Now, I already have a Gimmighoul and its evolution. I've got plenty of Gimmighoul coins, but this will at least give me a Gimmighoul and a Cherish Ball. So why the heck not? All the best things come in threes. That's not true. A lot of great things come in pairs, but still, there are also a lot of great things that come in threes. So now I've gone ahead and redeemed 3 mystery gifts while I'm at it. Okay, with that detour out of the way, with this lengthy introduction done, what do you say we finally return to the Naranja Academy and actually move on with the plot of the DLC? Because that's why you folks are here, right? So let's go ahead and get a move on. You know, the Pokemon Company basically gave me all the time in the world. It's near the end of the year, and now the DLC is coming out. And even then, right before this DLC came out, I was like, oh, now's really not a good time for this DLC to launch because I've got so much going on in my own personal life. I really do not have the time to add Pokemon Scarlet on top of everything on my to-do list. But now I'm starting to think maybe it is a good thing that the DLC came out right now, because now it'll actually force me to kick things into high gear and really make sure that everything gets done. Because now I'm like, well, I guess I just have to do it now, don't I? So I guess it's a good thing that it's here, because now it's really forcing me to get back into video production and getting back into playing Pokemon. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make things work. All right, Naranja Academy. Oh, Who do we have here? I was just going to ask you the same thing. I know I've seen your face somewhere before. Who are you again? Well, I am Yoshiller. I am the new champion of the Paldea region, and I completed both the Paldea and Kitakami Pokedexes. Oh, that's right, you're Yoshiller. Yes, I know you. Well then, now that you're here, let's get going. Wait just a moment, Director Cyrano. Director Cyrano's your name, huh? Oh, hello there, Belly. You're as lively as always. Didn't realize you were here. Belly, huh? Of course I'm here. As director of this academy, where else would I be? And do address me more properly while students are present, would you? More importantly, what are you doing out here? I thought we had agreed to meet in my office. Did we? Must have slipped my mind. Anyway, what's it matter? This is the student, right? Well, yes, he is, but... I do apologize, Master Yoshiller. You must be terribly confused. This is Director Cyrano of Blueberry Academy. As I mentioned on the phone, he's interested in accepting you as an exchange student. Well, lucky me, I just get to go everywhere. Yep, that's me, Director Cyrano. Did I not mention that? No, you did not. One look at your young friend here makes me suspect that you indeed failed to clarify that point. Speaking of which, why did you request Master Yoshiller specifically to take part in your exchange program? Excellent question, Belly. It's very simple. You see, the reason is... Why did I put in that request? Oh, I thought you were about to give me like a speech and make me feel all validated and whatever. Alright, well, I'll go anyway. Oh, that's right, the school trip to Kitakami. Yoshiller met some of my students there, didn't he? I did meet a couple of your students there. That's why the name Blueberry Academy sounds familiar. Yes, one of them was named Carmine, I believe. She's the one who recommended you. Oh, well, that's nice of her. Now that I've gotten to meet you for myself, yeah, I've got a good feeling about you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Director Cyrano. I'd just love for you to visit my school. You would be a breath of fresh air, so to speak. Well, if anything can be said about Director Cyrano, it's that he has a keen eye for talent. I would be thrilled if you went to Blueberry Academy and got to know the students there. I mean, I could do that. Am I going to be meeting new students? Oh, but only if you're willing to, of course. Or is it going to be the same students that went to Kitakami? I imagine it's new students, right? It's not just going to be the same 5 or 6 students that went to Kitakami. Think of it as a chance to further expand upon your treasure hunt. Oh yeah, that's the whole premise of this game, isn't it? I am supposed to be finding my treasure. I wish I could accompany Master Yoshiller, but I'm afraid I must ask you to watch over him in my stead. You will watch over him, won't you? Oh, of course. I'd never let anything happen to any one of your students. I hope this experience leads you to even more you can treasure. Best of luck to you! Goodbye, Clavel. You're not going to pretend to be a student and then follow along and change your hairdo, are you? Anyway, alright, Cyrano, just give me a holler whenever you're ready to head to my Blueberry Academy. Well, I'd say I'm all prepared, so let's go ahead and recap. I'm going to go ahead and, at least for this part, I'm going to go ahead and use the same Pokemon that I just used in the previous part. And then by this part's end, I'll go ahead and transfer some Pokemon through Pokemon Home, and I'll go ahead and rotate out Pokemon every couple of parts or so that I can give all of the Pokemon from my previous adventures a proper chance to shine in this DLC portion of Pokemon Scarlet. Are you all ready to kick off your studies abroad at Blueberry Academy? You bet! I'm ready for some blueberries! Ta-da! We're here! Welcome to my grand Blueberry Academy! I gotta say, that is some bopping music that you've got playing right there, and I guess it does look like a giant blueberry, doesn't it? This is actually just the entrance. The school itself is mostly underwater. Oh, and did you notice? Look at how blue the place is! I can't tell you how long I spent picking the perfect blueberry color. Well, it is a nice blue, isn't it? Let's see. What else? ... Perhaps you have something you'd like to ask me? Yeah, well, actually, why did you pick blueberry for the name is a good question, but I am curious as to why the entire school is underwater. Really? That's what you're curious about? Well, it's very simple. You see, it's because the school building is attached to an undersea plant that develops natural resources. Right? That's what I've heard. Yes, right, exactly! Took the words right out of my mouth! Always on point, aren't you, Lacey? Oh, no, it was nothing. Do we have a guest today? We do! Yoshiller is here as part of the exchange program. Make him feel welcome, eh? Hold on! This is the exchange student from the Paldea region? I suppose I didn't introduce myself, did I? I'm Lacey, one of the second-year students here. You must be really something special, you know? It's rare for Director Cyrano to remember the name of a new student. Ha! Just call me out, why don't you? Actually, I've got an idea. Why don't you explain how things work around here, Lacey? You want me to do it? Well, yeah. You know this tour guide stuff isn't my strong suit. Well, that's certainly true. But still, I imagine there must be someone more suitable than me. Oh, please don't take it like, it's not that I don't want to show you around or anything. Director Cyrano just has this bad habit of pushing his duties onto me, you see. And it's just not right. Really letting me have it today, aren't you? That said, this might be my chance to get to know the new student everyone's talking about before anyone else can. That decides it. I will take on this task. Excellent! Now then, let's head straight down this bridge into the entrance. On you go! Down this bridge and on to the entrance, huh? Alright, so this is Blueberry Academy. It's pretty cool, and as I already stated earlier, I'm digging the music, definitely high tech, and I've always had a fascination with underwater locations. I like aquariums and whatnot. Alright. Oh, yep, I'm gonna have a battle right here, aren't I? Well, alright, I'm willing to use the team that I used throughout the Kitakami region. Hopefully it gives me at least a little bit of a challenge. Let's see what you got. This is the entrance to Blueberry Academy. Our school puts a great deal of emphasis on the art of Pokemon battling. Yeah, so does the rest of the world, but still cool, I digress. We hold official matches on this central court right here at the entrance, and any student can freely utilize this court if it's not otherwise in use. I think it's safe to say that you'll be battling more here than in any other school. Well, that's certainly true because I didn't really go to other Pokemon schools. The closest was in Pokemon Sun and Moon, where I had to start the game with the school, but I didn't do a walkthrough of that game now, did I? Exactly, couldn't have said it better myself. Director Cyrano, I think perhaps it's fine if you just leave the tour to me. Still, it's really relaxing here, with the sea breeze blowing over you, even when no one is battling. Yeah, but it gets cold, doesn't it? So can't we just go inside? You often see students lazing about in the stands. Well, that I can see. Oh! And there's one other quality of our school that you'll likely find very surprising. Wild Pokemon sometimes terrestrialize here. Yeah, okay, I'll be nice. Really? Oh, I suppose that's nothing special to someone from Paldea, is it? The terrestrial phenomenon was first discovered in the Paldea region, after all. But we've taken things a step further than you and your Terra Orbs. We've developed some neat tech ourselves, something that lets us control the terrestrial phenomenon on our own turf. I bet that piques your interest, doesn't it? A little bit. I'll be nice, I'll say yes. Sir, I think it would be easier to understand how all that works after we go to the lower level. If you could put a little pin in that thought? Always thinking ahead. That's our Lacey! Oh, and you know what? I think it'd be great if the two of you had a battle! I knew it. What? Right now? Why not? I'd like to see what Yoshiller here is capable of. And now our Lacey is a member of the Elite Four in the league club we have going here. To say nothing of the influence of her father, one of the Unova region's famed gym leaders. Oh, your dad's one of the gym leaders in Unova? Let me see, I don't recall any of the gym leaders having pinkish hair in Unova, although I suppose you could have also dyed your hair. Oh, I wish you wouldn't go spreading personal information without asking first. It's just not right. Give me a good show now, you two. Who would be your father? I'm sorry, but there's no negotiating with Director Cyrano once he gets an idea in his head. There's no way he'll move on with the tour until we've given him this battle. Besides, I have to admit I'm a little excited myself at the chance to battle you. Here at the Blueberry Academy, we tend to go for double battles. Let's give one a try to get to know each other a little better. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to tell who your father is after I've battled you first, yeah? My immediate guess? It's Bryson, the Ice-type gym leader for Pokemon Black and White. Alright, let's get it going! Oh, I recognize those notes. I recognize this song. This is the battle theme from Pokemon Black and White. That's pretty cool. And you're starting off with Plusle and Minun. That's a problem for me because I'm starting off with 2 water types, one of which is 4 times weak to electric. So, you know, I'll just go ahead and play this out, though. I'm not worried about a little old Plusle or a little old Minun. And my Savanna has Tailwind, which is a fantastic move in both single and double battles. And in double battles, Blizzard is a spread move, so I'm thinking that I should just go for that and hope for the best. I have experience in double battles. I am a Master Ball ranked player in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I intend to be a Master Ball ranked player here in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in due time. So there's the Tailwind. I don't know if that move was better in single battles or double battles. Oh, frick. And of course, Blizzard misses. That's some bad luck on my part. Ooh, but that's some good luck! I froze the Minun! Wow, that's really good luck. I rarely ever freeze with that. And it's still frozen solid, so now it's a 50% chance that it'll thaw out each turn. Well, that's nice. And you're using Discharge, which is actually really smart of you. Yeah, you're really showing the mechanics of a double battle. Heals your ally, and completely destroys my Savanna, who was 4 times weak to it. Sorry, I didn't know that she was gonna start off with 2 electric types. And also, my Noctowl is weak to electric types as well. I could send in Palmont, my own electric type that also has Volt Absorb, but I mean, I'll be a little more strategic with this. We'll just go for Gliscor. Anyway, you have 2 electric type Pokemon. There was an electric type gym leader in Unova that was Eliza, probably the most famous gym leader in that region as far as the community is concerned. But right, the dude said you had a famous father that was the gym leader in Unova? I mean, unless Eliza got a gender change. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Easy peasy. Plusle and Minun are already down. Oh, would you look at that? You go right after those type weaknesses with precision, don't you? I mean, yeah, and I would have done that from the get-go if I didn't start off with 2 water types, but it's whatever. All right, good job, Gliscor, crushing it. Goodbye, Minun, frozen, whatever. Cool, cool. All right, sorry, Savanna couldn't get the experience, but there you go. Milotic is now level 93. Oh, you still have another Pokemon in the back? It wasn't just those 2? Because, I mean, the battle's still going. Yeah, what else you got? You got more electric types? There we go. Gliscor's Poison Heal will now activate, so if you start dealing damage to the Gliscor, it will actually heal from the poison instead of getting damaged by it. Looks like my plus-minus strategy isn't working. Well, you weren't even using a plus-minus strategy. Those are their default abilities, but you were using Volt Absorb. Excadrill. Is your father Clay? The ground-type gym leader? Clay's pretty cool. All right, well, you want to play with ground types? I mean, I could use Earthquake again. I mean, my Terrestrialization is meant to be used more defensively than it is meant to be used offensively. Otherwise, the only damage I can really do to you is Earthquake. So I think I'll go ahead and switch into Noctowl, and then I'll go ahead and just Scald you. And I think Scald will even just KO you, flat out. So Gliscor, good job. You took down the electric types. We'll go ahead and call you back. We'll send in Noctowl just for the heck of it. There you go. And you go, girl! Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Chilling Water. Oh, did I hit Chilling Water? I meant to hit Scald. I don't know how much of a difference it would have made. Either way, your attack is getting dropped. All right, and you're going for the Iron Head. Well, Gliscor absolutely would have taken that, but it's nice to know that Noctowl was able to take it as well. There you go, girl. Getting you in one more battle before I rotate you off the team with some other Pokemon that are newly accessible. All right, and then I'll just go straight for the Moonblast. Why not? And then I'll go for Scald this time. Thank you. All right, Scald it, Milotic. Thank you. Goodbye, Excadrill. And that should be your last Pokemon, considering you only sent out 1 Pokemon after I KO'd both Plusle and Minun. But I appreciate that this was a tutorial for double battles, which is interesting that they're including a battle like this now, because there was already a gym battle back in Paldea that was a double battle, and I'm required to have completed the story for Paldea in order to access the Blueberry Academy, but whatever. You were showing some more double battle-oriented tricks, and I appreciate that. Spectacular, you really are quite skilled. I wish I could have seen you terrestrialize one of your Pokemon, though. I'd love to see how someone from Paldea does it. I considered it. It's just it would have been used primarily for a defensive purpose, and a defensive purpose was not what I needed in that battle, because I was basically sweeping you. All right. Yeah, you want to learn more about Terra Orbs? That I can do. Well done to the both of you. You really battled it out blueberry style. Speaking of style, I forgot I had a uniform for you. You'll feel like you fit right in as soon as you're dressing the part. Oh yeah? I guess I am looking to get out of this Kitakami outfit. What have you got for me? Well, it's a nice sight. Ooh, I'm not digging the hairstyle if I don't have a beanie on, though. I gotta change that. It suits you beautifully. Now that's what I call fashion. Oh, and you can take this as well. You obtain the Indigo style card. Yeah, I do need to update my trainer card as well. I'll do that in due time. Oh, having one of these cards increases the selection available to you in boutiques and hair salons. Great! That's fantastic because I would like to go to a boutique or a hair salon as soon as possible. Now that you look the part and hopefully feel it too, why don't we head into the school? Why don't I not do that just yet and I go and get my hairdo fixed first? Come on, I can go ahead and show you the pride of the Blueberry Academy, our world famous terrarium. Can you give me a minute? Okay, thank goodness. Now this is a nice outfit. I think I look good in blue and white, but I really want to change some of my customization options. So first and foremost, these are the outfits that I have available to me. I wish I could keep the pants, but like go to a different shirt. Ooh, nope, I don't want that. Ooh. The tracksuit's not bad either. Yeah, just not the summer uniform. Winter, I'm kind of digging that. A full-on blue. I mean, I think it goes nicely with my eyes, right? But I still want to have that green beanie on if that's okay. I mean, we're out here in the middle of the ocean. I can't imagine it's particularly warm unless we're right on the equator, right? So we'll go ahead and... The shoes, I'm not as concerned with, but I guess I may as well have green or white shoes. We'll go green or olive, I guess. And then the gloves, I gotta go back to the silver gloves, right? I mean, I guess I do have the other gloves that I had at the start of my adventure. Would those look okay here? No. Nah, we'll go for the fingerless gloves. I like it. Okay. Backpack doesn't matter to me as much, but may as well go with the green backpack. Now that we have the green shoes, I mean, I can do either of those. Nah. New school backpack. No. Okay, get some green in there. So it's blue and green, and then I gotta have, white beanie's fun. Where's my green one? There we go. That's the classic one. I gotta have that on. And while that does look nice with the hairstyle that I have now, I may as well go ahead and change out my hairstyle while I'm at it, right? And I think the glasses and the phone case are gonna be fine. All right, I didn't think I was gonna go overhauling the entirety of my character right now, but I guess while I'm at it, I may as well change the eye color. I do have light blue eyes. I think that looks good. Great. I think that's looking pretty good. All right, light blue eyes, blue uniform, greenish shoes and backpack. Right, there's not like a more applicable color, like gray. I mean, I have like blue gray. I think light blue matches it better. How about blue gray? I mean, there literally is a blue gray, but I think light, no, I think having black pupils is fine. I don't really wear contacts, so I don't need anything super fancy. Oh, nope, don't need anything super fancy. And you got some anime eyes there, okay. No. Blue-gray is probably the way to go. Is that what I had before? Did I come full circle? No, I think I just had light gray before. Now I've got blue-gray, which, yeah, is the color of my eyes. All right, there. So, eye color, boom. Looks good. Now I just gotta change the hairstyle. So, I don't suppose you guys have, like, a boutique or a hair salon on site, do you? Because if the answer is no, and it's looking like the answer is no, do you mind if I fly all the way back to Paldea real quickly so I can get that addressed? Let's just go to Messagoza, and I know there's a salon there. I just gotta track it down real quickly. Yep, flying all the way back for a haircut. World's most expensive haircut, but hey, that's how it has to be done sometimes. If I'm gonna be continuing on this adventure in the Blueberry Academy, I gotta look the part, right? Look, if I'm gonna be playing the game for the next several hours, the next several days, I gotta at least like what I'm looking at, right? And right now, I don't think I like looking at this hairdo anymore. So, here we are. You notice the teal style card and quietly pulled out the special style card. What is this, like a secret society? Like, I have this card, and the lady goes, and then pulls out like a little drawer with a lock on it. Okay, anyway, buenos muchacho, what can we do for you? I'm getting my hair restyled. Let me see what my options are. I haven't done this in a long time. No. I don't want to have to go through all of these, but I guess I'm gonna have to go through all of them, huh? I mean, that kind of resembles how I have my hair now. No. I don't want any, I guess I'll call it feminine looking hairstyles, but I also have to take into account how it's gonna look once I put the beanie back on. Yeah, I'm all about how it looks in the front, and then that's way too long. Romantic tuck? No. At this point, do I just want to go for the bowl cut? It's just because like the front of it, that's not too unlike what I have in real life. I mean, I don't have a literal bowl cut. I do go to a salon and they try to cut it, so I strike the balance between a mullet and a bowl cut, right? Oof, I don't know if I'm liking that. Maybe it'll look better with the headgear on. I mean, I certainly don't like it with the headgear off. I mean, I'll still pay you for your services, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I like the end result. No. I'm not going through the rest of this journey looking like that. Nope. We are getting that redone. Sorry about that. All right, I have to take into account that the hair is going to be blocked off by the beanie in the back. So why don't I look at one of these new ones? Like, I just have to judge it based on how it looks in the front. And while this overall looks a little feminine, I don't think I'm gonna do Choppy Bob. I don't think I'm gonna do Pokeball Fade, although that does look nice without the beanie. Braided top. Nah. I might do, that's too much. I might do Modern Beehive, because when I have the beanie covering it, at least the front will still look closer to how I like to have my hair. So let me go ahead and have a look-see. All right, put that back on. All right. Yeah, I'm not doing no stinking bowl cut. There you go, we'll pay with LP. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, that looks a little better. New uniform, new do. I am now ready to take on the Blueberry Academy. All right, it was expensive and it was time consuming, and I realized that this took away from the overall point of the video. But hey, you're looking at an all new Yoshiller for these next couple of videos. So I hope you like how it looks, because I'm pretty pleased with the results. And hey, at least this way I get to put a new hairstyle into effect. All right, so not Kitakami, we're going back to Blueberry Academy, Central Plaza. Oh, I can't fly there? Then why would you show this to me? This is a pretty big looking map though. It's one giant circle, but I'm supposed to fly over here, right? I'm supposed to go... What? Why won't you let me fly anywhere, right? I see the little wings right there. I should be able to fly there. Thank you. That's what I want. I gotta fly all the way back, all right? Folks, I got my haircut. I'm ready to play the game now. I'm so sorry if the flow of this video has been all over the place. I basically spent 90% of this video so far just explaining what I'm going to do and then getting dressed. But I did do a double battle where I took down a plus one on mine. Anyway, I'm all dressed. You're a strong one. Excadrill is a lot speedier than it looks, but you handled yourself well. Yeah, and it's even faster if you have a sandstorm going. We should visit the terrarium next. Just select it at the gate and we'll be off. Oh, you want me to go do it? Okay, well, fine. Thank you so much. All right, hello there. I'm ready to visit this terrarium. Welcome to the Blueberry Academy. You can get to the school facilities using the gates on either side of this desk. Okay, so I just gotta do everything myself, huh? Well, I kind of like that. Where do you want to go? I guess the terrarium. I could already see that the structure of this map, this menu, is similar to that of the Academy back in Paldea, and I guess I appreciate that. Maybe I'll actually take the time to properly explore everything this time around. But for now, we are going to the terrarium, and we are going to see what the Blueberry Academy has to offer. Ooh, building up some suspense. I guess we're going into the underwater portion? Although I'd have thought it'd be more of an elevator, or maybe I took the elevator already. Ooh, all right, what do we got? This is it, the park beneath the sea that has gained renown around the world. Our very own terrarium. We may be underwater, but the projectors built into the walls and ceiling make it feel like we're actually outside, don't they? We've been able to create a comfortable environment for Pokemon through technology. I designed all this myself, and believe me, it wasn't cheap. Within this dome, there are 4 distinct biomes. Here we have the nice and toasty subtropical Savanna biome. Then off to your right, you can see the breezy tropical coastal biome. Further out to your left, you'll see the craggy, crunchy, rugged canyon biome. Last but not least, way out in the distance, we have the Arctic and snowy polar biome. Each biome's air temperature and humidity levels are regulated with the utmost care. That's why you can find completely different Pokemon species living in each area. We sure put a lot of effort into it. Tell me, Yoshiller, which biome tickles your fancy off the bat? Ooh, good question. Well, you've done a decent job at separating each of the biomes into 4 distinct categories, but I do have to admit that the most contrasting biome of the bunch would be the snowy polar biome, and I do like ice-type Pokemon. Although, I imagine that the biome that would be the most comfortable, that would contain the most Pokemon that I would like, is probably going to be the tropical one. Goodness, really? It seems you and I will get along just great then. That's my favorite too. The atmosphere is just so calming. I feel like you would say that it was your favorite regardless of my answer. No? If you need to heal up, feel free to use the self-serve healing machines we've installed around the terrarium. Now then, Director Cyrano? Can you please explain to us why the crystals form here and how the wild Pokemon are able to terrestrialize? Huh? Don't you already know already, Lacey? Oh, I get it. You want me to do the talking. In that case, let me show you. The reason is actually right above our heads. That there is the terrarium core, which presides over all that happens in the terrarium. It contains a fluid that we've jam-packed full of a special material from Paldea. It's constantly emitting terrestrial energy. That's what allows Pokemon to terrestrialize in the dome. Wonderful! Well said, sir. That's exactly right. Though I still don't know what that special material is with the terrarium core itself. It's never been shared publicly, has it? Oh, you want to know? Well, in fact, it's... Oh, I forgot again. Now, what was it? I've plumb forgotten. Briar put all of it together, so I'm not certain myself. That's what I thought you might say. Dude, imagine being the only person in the world to know something, and then by the time you're ready to reveal it to the world, you've just forgotten what it was. It's awful. Practical battle class will come into fruition. Students participating in the class should make their way to the coastal biome now. Bong, bing, bing, bong. Yes, thank you. Oh, it looks like you're just in time to see a class session 2. This is too good of a chance to pass up. Won't you join us, Yoshiller? You can get your first taste of our school's classes. I don't want to do that immediately. I might have to do that next time. There are some other things to which I must tend. But I appreciate the invite, but I am allowed to say no, correct? But I had such a great opportunity to learn. You can't tell me you don't like studying. I'll go ahead and register the terrarium map to your Rotom phone for you. I really don't want to go to a classroom right now. I spent most of this part basically talking about what I was gonna do, so I'd actually like to try and do it before the part comes to a close. It's going to take a stroll through the terrarium on your own, and I think it'd be more of a hassle than anything if you had me holding your hand. That's probably true. I would like to do things on my own. So yep, that settles it. Please find your way to the class site and the coastal biome on your own. Okay, great. Well, doesn't seem like I'm needed here. Great, am I gonna have a moment to be able to wander off by myself? Wait, sir, you don't. But I've made sure that a dorm room has been all set up for you, Yoshiller. So, don't forget to give it a visit later. Well, that's awfully generous of you. Well, great, I have got a dorm back in Paldea, I've got a dorm back in... Well, I've got a place to stay, at least back in Kichikami, and now I've got a place to stay here. Oh, and there we go, the Blueberry Pokedex. All right, that's more so what I was waiting for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Catch as many Pokemon here in the terrarium as you please. Don't be afraid to go sauce buck wild. It's your student life here at the Blueberry Academy, so remember to live it up to the fullest. I'll do my best. And there he goes. Well, you can at least count on me to be around when you need me, so there's no call for concern. It's probably time we both head to class. I'll be waiting for you to join us in the coastal biome. Yeah, I guess I don't get the dorm room for free necessarily. I get it as part of going to school, going to class, right? Got it. Well, I'll join you in the coastal biome in due time. See you later. For now, well, I guess first things first. Let me actually wander over to the healing station. And yep, that's me. Oh, I don't like that look I'm doing with my eyes. What an unfortunate freeze frame. All right, folks, this is the Savanna biome here in the terrarium. And I will do, I don't want to say a more thorough job exploring it, but I will better explore it in the next part of this walkthrough. For the time being, I like to heal up my Pokemon real quickly because I don't know that I ever actually healed them following my recent double battle, but regardless, let's go ahead and heal them anyway. And folks, get a nice good look at that team, because this team is about to be rotated out. Because now, for the next portion of this walkthrough part, I would like to go ahead and go to my boxes. And I just kind of want to explain how I do things. So in this box called Singles Ready, these are recreated versions of Pokemon that I've used over the course of my various walkthroughs and adventures on my channel and as part of my Pokemon career. These Pokemon in this row right here are the Pokemon that I used back in my Pokemon Y walkthrough, but you can tell that they're the recreated versions because they have an upside-down triangle in their names, and that includes this shiny Frostless right here. I went and got another shiny Frostless, right? And then these are the Pokemon that I used here for my Pokemon Scarlet walkthrough. So here's Tink, my Tinkaton, and Miss Dolphy, and of course I've also got other Pokemon like Mr. Tatsu and Baxcalibur and whatnot. These are the Pokemon that I just obtained here in Pokemon Scarlet. But whenever I recreate a Pokemon, it usually goes to another box because the recreated version can either be reused for double battles or it can be reused for single battles. I think for the sake of organization, I'll go ahead and put these Pokemon in the alternates box. I mean, that's kind of where my Gen 9 Pokemon already are anyway. But we'll go ahead and put my other Pokemon in here for the time being. I can always use them a different time. These are the recreated versions. I can get them ready for competitive battle play, but for right now, I just want them out of my party. I want them in the boxes. I want to save the game, and then I'm going to go ahead and break the fourth wall by pressing the home button and going over to Pokemon Home. So check this out. Yeah, I get a nice good look of everything I've been playing, but what do you know? Pokemon Home is the very last thing on the menu here. Yeah, I've been simultaneously playing all sorts of new games and also have been trying to play a bunch of my older games, but I haven't been playing as much stuff as I wanted to lately, but I digress. Pokemon Home. Now, I've already done a Pokemon Home focused video in this walkthrough. I went ahead and did one when Pokemon Home first became compatible with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but now that the second batch of DLC has been released, Pokemon Home itself has also been updated to have more Pokemon become compatible with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And as a friendly reminder, Pokemon Home is a separate service. It is something that needs to be downloaded separately, and you do have to pay an annual fee for it. I already do all of that. I do compete in Pokemon, so to me, the fee is justified, but I do acknowledge that it puts some Pokemon behind a paywall. But hey, all you need is one person to have compatibility with Pokemon Home. All you need is one person to pay for that subscription service, and then all of your other friends can just trade with the one friend that actually has Pokemon Home. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and connect it to Pokemon Scarlet here. And then, much like I just showed you in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, how I have boxes where I've recreated my Pokemon from years past, I have boxes in here where my previous competitive Pokemon are specifically assigned to. Now, I have other boxes in here as well, like I've got a bunch of shiny Pokemon from my days playing Pokemon Go and whatnot, and I do want to do at least a little bit of organizing right here. I should have a designated event Pokemon box. Yeah, okay, I've got a couple. So, these are all Pokemon that I obtained from events. We'll go ahead and move the Pokemon that I got from Mystery Gift earlier straight into there. And then I also have a Living Dex box that I would like to go ahead and add the Loyal 3 Legendary Pokemon to. So hang on, hopefully you're kind of getting a general understanding of the way I organize things. It's okay and not okay at the same time. Let's see, those are my Let's Go boxes. Living Dex, there we go. This might not be the exact order because it's I gotta get like Sinistchi in there and whatnot, but for the time being, let me just move them over now before I forget to do so later. And then I do have designated just Scarlet Violet boxes, just boxes for me to deposit Pokemon that I just obtained in Scarlet and Violet, regardless of whether or not they're a new Pokemon. So right over here, we've got Scarvi 10. So what do you say I just go ahead and dump an entire PC box in there? So we'll take one of the more recent ones because this will contain Pokemon that were previously, or that were only obtainable due to DLC Part 1. So let's go ahead and clear out box 7. It's kind of a weird, we'll do box 6. We'll do box 6. Yeah, because that way, oh yeah, and I've also still got Ogerpon there. Yeah, so hang on a second. So Ogerpon, you'll come with me. I know I'm just kind of wasting time right now. Hang on a second. Go there for a moment. Go there for a moment. And then that's probably fine for right now. Okay, so you two come with me. You're going back to the Living Dex box. So, which is kind of like in the middle of things. I acknowledge not the best way to do things, but it's how I got it. There you go, right there. Okay, I'll organize that better on my own time. I just figured right now, while I'm at it, may as well move over the Pokemon that will help me have a complete Living Dex. And hopefully that better explains that, like, I play a lot of Pokemon, okay? I'm not afraid to admit it. I friggin' made a career out of it, and these games inspired me and even helped me learn how to read back in the day. All right, so we'll go ahead and just move you up there, and I just need 2 Pokemon to just kind of better fill up this box. So we'll take, let's go over to box 7. We'll take Apom, because that's a Violet exclusive, and I guess Morpeko. Morpeko is also a Violet exclusive, right? So there you go. Violet exclusives sitting right there. And I guess, yeah, I do want to clear out the rest of this box. So we'll move that over there. Thank you. And then I can probably get a few more Pokemon out of Scarlet and Violet. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take you folks. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a Pokemon Scarlet Feebas with me. And then I'll take the Gligar and the Shiftry. You two can go there. And then, yeah, that's right. Okay, all right, just go over there for right now. All right, and then, yeah, that's a Scarlet exclusive, Cramorant. And then we'll take probably just you folks. And then I'll clean up this box and move you guys over. I don't need to take all these Pokemon over, but I do want to at least do a little bit of cleanup while I'm here. I know, this has been a whole lot of a nothing part, hasn't it? Welcome to the start of the DLC, where I barely play the DLC. All right, the boxes of note to us right now are actually the boxes that I have at the very end. These are my battle teams, and these ones right here, these boxes right here, contain the original versions of Pokemon that I used back in the day. For example, this is the original Delphox that I used back in Pokemon Y. I obtained it back on October 12th, 2013. This is the original Go-Goat, and as well as the other Pokemon in this row, this is the original Mawile. Sadly, I can't bring Mawile to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but that's okay. I was able to use her back in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so on and so forth. These are the original versions. You can even see the original shiny Porygon Z and the shiny Frostlass and all that, and like notes I was doing and whatnot. So what I would like to do is I would like to take some of these Pokemon and deposit them into my copy of Pokemon Scarlet right now. So I'll take the Porygon Z. That's the original Porygon Z. And Porygon Z is now accessible because of DLC Part 2. It was not in base Scarlet and Violet. And then back in Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I was recreating Pokemon at that time too, and I was getting them into specific variations that I could use for tournaments and whatnot. So this is the Bayleef that I used to use back when I was competing in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and that Bayleef helped me win many difficult and significant battles. For the time being, I would like to prioritize Pokemon that were not in base Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and were not in Part 1 of the DLC. So I would like to try and transfer some of those Pokemon over right now, just like I did with the shiny Porygon Z. So I'm thinking Lapras. Lapras was not in base Scarlet and Violet, nor was she in the first batch of DLC, but I did use a Lapras in the post-game of Pokemon White back when I played that, so I'll go ahead and transfer her over here. And let's see what else we've got. Golurk. Golurk was a Pokemon that was not accessible in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, nor the first wave of DLC, I'm pretty sure, so I'll go ahead and bring Golurk over. Golurk is frankly just a Pokemon that I haven't used all too often anyway, not even in competitive, but this will give me a chance to actually try to use Golurk some more. Alright, so that's probably going to do it as far as Pokemon that I currently have cataloged in my storage in Pokemon Home. But there are still a couple of other Pokemon that I kind of just have sitting on the sidelines. You see, I did not do a walkthrough for Pokemon Sword and Shield, but I did play those games quite a lot. I poured hundreds of hours into those games because I was a competitive battler. And while I did competitive battling in that series, I technically added more Pokemon to my team. And as such, this will be the first walkthrough where I'll be using some of the Pokemon that I obtained in Pokemon Shield in a walkthrough. Like this is the first time they'll actually get to be used outside of just a competitive battle and 1 or 2 shots of B-roll footage. So in Pokemon Shield, I did the same thing. I recreated a lot of the Pokemon that I used back in the day. So I have a hang on, this is not the right box. I gotta go to, because the Sword and Shield boxes are the ones on the right. Yeah, so like I recreated Musharna and Throh and Arcanine, and yeah, you can see that my organization for these boxes is very similar, but these boxes also have a shiny Alcremie and a shiny Latias. These are 2 Pokemon that I added to my battle teams that are now compatible with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So, for the time being, let's go ahead and move both of those Pokemon over to Pokemon Home. So we'll move them into there from Pokemon Sword and Shield. So the shiny Alcremie and the shiny Latias. Very good. We'll go ahead and save the game. And I'll give Pokemon Home some credit. I do appreciate that it is compatible with the other Pokemon games in the sense that I can always transfer them back if I wanted to. That's something that wasn't doable in Pokemon games except between generations 1 and 2. So now that Pokemon Home's been around for a while and now that it's compatible with multiple generations of Pokemon games, I'm starting to see the future of Pokemon Home and I'm starting to appreciate it a bit more. Anyway, I'll probably save shiny Latias for later because I know that there will be some discrepancy in the fact that I'm using a legendary Pokemon to power through the game, right? When the idea was I was trying to make things a little more fun and a little more difficult for myself, but I don't mind bringing the Shiny Alcremie over. I won that Shiny Alcremie at PAX East back in 2020, and I wound up competing with it, and she served me well in many, many battles. She's better suited for double battles than she is for single battles, but if the Blueberry Academy does have favoritism toward double battles, and I can see her being particularly useful, I'll use the Shiny Latios later, and I do intend to give my other Pokemon a fair share of time in the spotlight. I want to rotate them out every couple of parts or so. And I'll also include the Pokemon that I recently obtained in Scarlet and Violet in that mix as well. It's not just going to be a bunch of old Pokemon. But for the time being, for the remainder of this part, and for at least the next couple of parts, I would like to try to use the original versions of Pokemon that I had back in my original walkthroughs, rather than just trying to recreate everyone again. Because I can recreate all these Pokemon in my own time when I do get back into competitive battling, and I do intend to get back into competitive battling, I've just been extremely busy. But, let's go ahead and use the original Shiny Porygon Z. Let's go ahead and use the original Golurk, and, I'm using a recreated Bayleef, but still, I think that'll be fun, and it'll give me an excuse to use a Bayleef that's not level 100 and overpowered. So, let's see what we've got here. The game's gonna take some time to load, but you know what? I'm pretty excited. I know it's just virtual pets inside of a video game console, but I am excited to see these Pokemon again. It's been a long time since I've been able to use some of them because some of them weren't even in Pokemon Sword and Shield. But first, I gotta put them in my boxes. Or I gotta put them out of my boxes into my party, rather. So Pom Pom, you've been great. I gotta have one Pokemon in my party first, but there they are. There they are. This is the order in which I obtained them. Oh, that's not 100% true. I obtained Blaziken before I got the Bayleef, but there's Bayleef. There's my girl! There's my ace! You're the one I'm the most excited to use! So we'll go ahead and put you in the front of the party. And then we'll go ahead and put... Blaziken's already level 100. We can go ahead and put Golurk in the party though, level 50, sure. We can go ahead and put the Okay, well, no matter what, at least one of them's level 100 because they were used for competitive battling, but they're not all level 100. Yeah, like this is the original Lapras from Pokemon White. Alright, and then Blaziken, we'll go over here for a second. Boom. And then... Palmont, you can go ahead and hang tight. And I guess I should have a Scarlet Violet Pokemon on my team right now. I mean, I could put Blaziken on my team, but we'll leave Blaziken in the boxes right now. Let's go ahead and just put my other recent fire starter on the team, Fry Guy. There you go. Maybe I should have at least one Scarlet Violet, or like Generation 9 Pokemon each time. Okay, so, come on out, Bayleef! Yay! There she is! Oh, it's been so long, and I haven't really been able to roam on the field with you since Pokemon Heart Gold when I first obtained you. Oh, so fun. So glad you're here again. You're the best. Yeah, Bayleef's my favorite Pokemon. That's why she's in all of my outros and all over the artwork for my channel. Now I can actually have one beside me and use one! I'll take a selfie with her a different day. For now, there are a few things I would like to do. Number one, I do want to give her some experience candies. I'm not going to go ahead and shoot her up to level 100 because that would nullify the entire point of having her out right now. Oh, right. I forgot. Nowadays, when you transfer Pokemon between generations, they have reworked movesets. However, it's nothing I can't fix. Her having Giga Drain would be extremely useful as well. That's what I used to have her with. The important thing is that she has Leech Seed. In the past, Leech Seed was exclusively an egg move. Solar Beam. Nah, she doesn't need Solar Beam if she's gonna have Giga Drain. I don't intend to have her on a Sun team. Oh yeah, right. Bayleef is an unevolved Pokemon. She can evolve into Meganium. I'm gonna go ahead and mash that B button so that she doesn't evolve because I like her just the way she is, and I tend to use a Bayleef with an Eviolite, which is an item that only boosts Pokemon that are capable of evolution. So we'll take care of that later. There you go. And I'm gonna give you just the one, alright? Level 51, that ought to be good. Alright, I don't want everyone at level 100 right now, that'd be too cheap, but at least getting you folks past the 50s, that ought to be good. Now, Bayleef, let's go ahead and rework your moveset, because I had a nice competitive moveset for you, and then they changed everything when Pokemon Sword and Shield rolled around. Like, you absolutely used to know Toxic. You can have Poison Powder. It's not the same. It's not the same. You were supposed to stack Toxic with Leech Seed and really, put pressure onto your opponent. Synthesis is interesting, but I guess I don't need that if I have Leech Seed and Giga Drain. But you do have Light Screen. I actually did used to use Bayleef with Light Screen because I used to pair her with Mawile, and Mawile had Intimidate, and that would lower the opponent's attack stat. And then Bayleef would use Light Screen, and that would boost my special defense, so it made me just like a tanky team. Well, it's nice to run around you, Bayleef. I'll probably rework your team a couple of times. Oh, I don't know why I thought this machine would allow me to craft TMs, but whatever. Okay. And we'll get some fresh water, sure. Get a couple of those, and they sell Moo Moo milk here, huh? That's interesting. Sure, why the heck not? There you go. All right, and then, oh yeah, I'm running low on luxury balls. I'll go ahead and buy a couple more of those too, because I do intend to complete the Pokedex here in the Blueberry Academy, and having a couple luxury balls, while not super beneficial, will at least allow things to be a little bit more stylish. Oh, and I can buy ingredients here too, huh? This is the ultimate convenience machine, and I really appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and rework the teams and moves of all my other Pokemon to get everyone properly ready for the adventure that is about to be in store. And then I run Golurk with Iron Fist, which boosts the power of punching moves. So we'll go ahead and give him Drain Punch. Or I guess he's genderless. We'll go ahead and give Golurk Drain Punch. And then Bayleef can learn Encore. That's a fascinating idea that I might use for competitive battling. And normally Bayleef would have Energy Ball as well, but I think having Giga Drain right now is probably just the better way to go. All right, let's see what else we got. Yep, you already got Giga Drain. Very good, very good, very good. Yeah, they really just neutered the movesets of a lot of these Pokemon. Bayleef with Trailblaze. Interesting. I'll experiment. I'll rotate moves out. I'm determined to make things work. I don't want to spend too much time on this, especially since I did so much in this part, not doing a whole lot else. That's how a Bayleef sleeps? That can't exactly be comfortable for you, can it? All right, if you're asleep, you're asleep. Your head's above your heart. That's the important thing for animals to be able to sleep. I didn't know that's how Bayleef slept, though. I thought it, would curl itself up into a ball or, like a loaf. Like dogs do, where they walk around in a circle first and then they kind of put their head by their feet. But I guess some dogs do just lay straight down, and I don't know, Bayleef kind of gives me dog vibes ever since I saw the one that Ash had in the anime, and that's basically why Bayleef is my favorite Pokemon. Anyway, all right, that might have to do it in terms of the TMs I have on hand for now. I can always go back to a previous location and try to craft more TMs, which I can do by going back to Kichikami and going to the community center. So let's see what I can make. Yeah, I'm flying all the way to another location just to get some more moves for my Pokemon, but darn it, I'm determined to make this work. I'll probably still rework the teams and the moves once the video's actually over, but for now, Alcremie's got to go on the offensive for a little bit, and I kind of like the idea of her having Energy Ball, because that gives her coverage. I don't know, I mean, she's got to have a Fairy-type move, and she had Mystical Fire, and they took that away from me, so for the time being, we'll go ahead and we'll give you Energy Ball. Entrainment's an interesting move, but I don't think I want to give my opponents that ability. Although probably, if I put Alcremie and Bayleef out at the same time, maybe I could have some fun and give Bayleef that ability. I don't know. It's not that significant right now. All right, Porygon Z, you cyber duck with a virus. What do you say we go ahead and get you fixed up? Yeah, there's the Tri-Attack with adaptability. Awesome, yeah, Tri-Attack and Trick. You need those two moves for sure. Anything else is just a bonus. Although I don't like you having Tri-Attack and Hyper Beam. Although you using Hyper Beam is like a freaking nuke. You need anything else because I intend to lock you with a Choice Scarf. So having Lock On as one of your moves isn't great. I understand the whole Lock On Zap Cannon strategy, but with Porygon Z, I don't think we're going to go for that. So we'll go for Shadow Ball. That way, in case you're fighting a Ghost-type Pokemon, you can have some super effective moves toward it. I like it over Hyper Beam right now. All right, there you go. Great. All right. I think my appearance and uniform are to my liking. I think my Pokemon team and moves are to my liking. Let's go, Bayleef! Let's go back to the terrarium and let's frolic with each other and go on an all-new adventure! I had a feeling that was gonna happen. You're not exactly known for your speed, but that's okay. And look, like I keep saying, I'll probably change a couple of things regarding my team and their movesets once the video actually comes to a close, but for now, this is the team. I'm trying to avoid having duplicate items, which isn't a big deal during main gameplay. It is a big deal when you're actually doing competitive battles, but otherwise I think having diversified items will be good. So Bayleef absolutely needs Eviolite, Porygon Z absolutely needs Choice Scarf, and Goalie absolutely needs the Punching Glove. Everything else is fine the way it is. And with that, I'd say that the preparations are complete, unless I make further changes after this video is over. All right, Bayleef, you wanna come back out, girl? There you are. Oh, I'm so excited to be able to go on an adventure with you again. And then we'll do a bunch of competitive battles, and then I might be known as the Bayleef guy again. Who knows if I'm not already known as the Bayleef guy. But yep, I'm excited to use a Bayleef, and I'm excited to use all my other Pokemon as well. They'll have a better chance to shine in the next part, because for now, that wraps up this part of my Pokemon Scarlet walkthrough, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I apologize for everything taking so long, but hey, that's why there are timestamps in the description down below, so you can jump to the parts that actually matter. But yeah, I'm gonna clear the main plot of the Blueberry Academy, I'm gonna go ahead and figure out what this Indigo Disk is all about, and I'm going to complete the Pokedex, and I'm gonna try and find the best way to do everything, but I can't do that unless I'm properly prepared. Yeah, see, Bayleef is properly prepared. She's clipping into my shirt. All right, well, that'll do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye, humans. Whoosh! Aw, there she goes sleeping again. That cannot be comfortable for you. Or maybe it is. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed what you saw, the best ways to support me are to click on the like button down below, and if you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment. Viewer engagement helps my videos perform better, so anything helps. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more fun gameplay videos. I hope to see you all in the future. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!